Hi everyone, I'm Emily Wilson. I'm presenting you a presentation on the mathematical concept of counting being introduced through a dramatic play experience called My Little Grocery Shop. This is aimed at 4 to 5 years old and relates to learning outcome 4.2 in the early years learning framework. This is evident when children create and use representation to organize, record, and communicate mathematical ideas and concepts. The main concept for this experience is counting. The children will naturally be engaging in forms of counting by counting what money they have, counting the fruit and veg they may be placing into their basket and purchasing from the shop, or counting what they are putting on their shopping lists. Children are able to scaffold their own learning through their sense of agency. They are able to engage in play through freely exploring their environment and creating their own scenes that they may have drawn from real-life experience or inspiration from one another. For example, the children may choose to be a customer or grocer. They may decide they are shopping for dinner, cooking a recipe, they could be going out for lunch or creating a shopping list. Each role provides different learning opportunities such as counting of money when using the register, counting of fruit and veg when engaging in the role of customer or creating a shopping list. Children will actively be constructing their own learning by having possible conversations like, I have 2 pears and 2 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 pieces of fruit. And how many do you have? The children will also be able to communicate throughout the experience, having conversations like, how many apples would you like? Or, that would be $5, please. This kind of collaboration will lead to constructive learning through social skills. To introduce this experience, the children will have prior knowledge to simple counting skills. For example, how to count to 10 or 20 using their fingers, engaging in songs, or counting resources they find during play. Given this prior knowledge, the educator will then hold a group time with the class. In a group, the educator will read a book called The Shopping Basket by John Birmingham, 1992. This book introduces the concept of a shopping list: 6 eggs, 5 bananas, 4 apples, 3 oranges, 2 donuts, and 1 packet of crisps. To engage the children in these stories, you could have these objects in the middle of the circle. You can count these objects with the children, and each time one is taken away in the story, the children can remove this item from the pile. And at the end of the story, you can then count what is left and what was taken away. This can open up opportunities to discuss and introduce the concept of subtraction as an extension to this experience. This is when you could also introduce in small groups songs such as 5 currant buns in the baker's shop, where the children can come up and buy a bun as they take it away. To set up this experience, you will need the Shopping Basket book by John Birmingham. You need to create a grocery store space in the dramatic play area, provide pen and paper for shopping lists, and a register with some small coins as money. Children learn when the learning takes place in meaningful and familiar situations. Charles Worth, Rosalind, Karen K., 2013. As educators, we can create opportunities to incorporate these familiar situations in our opportunities for learning. John Dewey argues that the content of learning should derive from children's interests and draw meaningfully from children's lives. This is a holistic approach to play-based learning, as the children are able to identify meaning, purpose, throughout this dramatic play experience whilst engaging socially, emotionally, physically, and cognitively. This experience is a familiar scene for the children as they may go to the supermarket with their families or see a supermarket scene from a television show they may watch. Incorporating a mathematical concept into a grocery store is a great example of contextualized teaching. The children are able to draw from experience and engage in mathematical ideas such as counting in order to become numerate. For example, I have 5 bananas and 2 apples. The child is able to identify how many bananas and apples they have in their basket, therefore becoming aware of numbers. The children are also practicing recognition of numbers when writing down a shopping list or participating in the group story, The Shopping Basket. Secondly, positive social interactions play a major part in children's learning opportunities. As the early years learning framework states, social play helps children develop a sense of belonging as they interact and negotiate through positive social interactions. Vygotsky's sociocultural theory relates to both cognitive and social development. In contrast to Piaget, Vygotsky emphasized the role of language in the development of thinking. This relates to the grocery store experiences, as children are provided a dramatic play scene to emerge in social role play episodes, the customer and grocer. Throughout the experience, children are presented with opportunities to scaffold their own learning through communication with fellow peers and their educators. Vygotsky outlined the importance of social interactions between what he refers to as the MKO, the more knowledgeable other. For example, there could be an instance where a child is unsure of a number, say 6, so the educator or more knowledgeable other could step in and place some fruit on a table and ask convergent questions, such as, "Can you count these pieces of fruit?" or "How many do you see?" And then they could count with the child, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an example of the child's zone of proximal development being expanded. Vygotsky saw this as an important role in expanding children's learning beyond their capabilities. Learning through play offers children to develop a sense of belonging and provides them with a right to play without the pressure of adult predetermination. Engaging in social play provides children with foundational skills and an informal, intentional teaching space. Thank you.